to begin, I just want to know how your city is doing tonight.
Well, Chris, thank you for having me on. You know, we're grieving. In our entire community, we're grieving this police-involved shooting, this killing of Daunte Wright, this 20-year-old young man, young Black man, has all of us grieving tonight. My city is grieving. My state is grieving. The nation is grieving. Indeed, the world over. We've seen this one too many times.
I think everyone in your city and across the country watching this would agree with that, or certainly a large proportion would. But there's a question of how did this happen? I mean, after Philando Castile's death, there were $12 million appropriated at the state level for better police training. After George Floyd, there was talk of reform and better training. And here we are with this incident within the last 48 hours. How do you answer people who say, how did this happen? How can we have let this happen? How could you have let this happen?
You know, Chris, until earlier today, as mayor, I did not have command of the police department of my city. That is an arrangement that was written into our city charter. And we've seen many issues involving our police department, unfortunately. A year ago, we lost a young man, Kobe, who was on the autism spectrum, whom our officers shot and killed as well. And so it seems every week I get a phone call from another Black man who has been impacted by a stop involving our officers. Fortunately, it doesn't always lead to deadly force. However, it's clear to me that tonight we're all asking the same question you're asking. How is it that we're still here after the murder of George Floyd, after all that we've seen? Right away, the state of Minnesota State Senate and House passed what I thought was a very watered down bill that ended up doing very little to prevent what we see happening all across our state, what we saw happen here yesterday and what we saw happen with George Floyd. Although the state took action, I spoke out at the time saying nothing in that bill would have prevented the murder of George Floyd. And so tonight we're calling for strong action to be taken at the state level here in Minnesota, but also at the Senate level. We're calling for Congress to finally pass the George Floyd Act so that we can start the healing, we can start to repair some of the damages that we're seeing in our community.
We should note your city has a city manager system. It's not uncommon if cities of your size. You tweeted earlier this evening that effective immediately, our city manager has been relieved of his duties. The deputy city manager will be assuming his duties moving forward. I will continue to work my hardest to ensure good leadership at all levels of our city government. There are people who are mourning at the vigil tonight. There are people likely be protesting. There is a curfew this evening. What is your message to them?
We are going to continue to support the peaceful assembly and folks who are expressing their grievances to the government. And that is a fundamental right of citizens of our country, and we want to support that right. But we also want to keep our community and our citizens safe. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to work to make sure we're keeping the peace, work with the community members that are with the people who are at the vigil site, mourning the loss of this dear brother in our community. And to my wider Brooklyn Center community, I just want you to know that we're doing everything in our power to make sure that justice is done for Daunte Wright. And to Daunte Wright's family, you know, I want to say that my heart goes out to his family. I spoke with his father earlier today. I wasn't able to speak with the mother because she was engaged in another call, but I will be reaching out to the family. And so we're going to be supporting them however we can. And we're going to be supporting our wider Brooklyn Center community by providing counseling and mental health services for people who might be experiencing this trauma all over again.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.